This is St Mauritius House, a sheltered housing project in the London Borough of Lewisham, which caters for the needs of African, Caribbean, Asian and ethnic minority elders. This block was built in 1996 and is managed by the Hyde Housing Group. My 88-year-old father has been resident here for the last 3 years. Over the past few months, I've seen and noticed some things that have been heartbreaking and appalling. Luckily, my son is a filmmaker, and I asked him to help me to document some of the problems with the building and speak to some of the residents and their families.
Over the last 7-8 years is the worst things I've ever been, because it appears as if we don't exist. Thing that we have been struggling with over years, especially the water that was leaking around the back there for 6 years. And it's when one support came along, and in a short while, within a month or so of they taking over that section, it was fixed. But only to my surprise that the water, it's not really fixed, it's only shifted from that end to the next end around here.
So every place where they have where the overflow come, it's leaking. When it's rain, because the gutter they blocked up, the water come over.
That's just one of the things. With the gardening and the dust bins, it's just disgraceful.
So how many days did you go without lighting?
145 days.
So there was 145 days you lived here where you had no lights in
No
it?
light in here, yeah.
So you just had the one in the hallway and that's how you lit up the flat?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
And in the room, that's it.
What do you want them to fix about here?
Yeah, the ceiling. The ceiling is my most problem.
So what happened to the ceiling?
The water coming through the roof.
And that's what's causing this over here?
Yeah. As you can see up there anyway.
So when it rains, what happens?
It wets. You can see all where them put down the thing, them and they come and do it and them now. Every day they say they come in and up till now. Down to Monday last week they should come. Nobody turn up and they do a ring and say they cancel it or nothing.
It's not very pleasant for us. The washing machine was broken down and it took, 10 weeks? And it's only one washing machine, 2 dryers for 37 tenants, flats then, because more than one person in a flat. It took Hyde to fix.
Unfortunately, while these problems have been going on, there has been a much larger problem that all the residents have had to deal with. For the last 6 months, there has been a terrible rodent infestation across the entire building. Some have felt it more than others, and they have had to resort to spending their pensions on mice, bait and traps. Hyde contracted a pest control company to combat the infestation, but since then things have gotten much worse.
Eventually, after how many months we waited, someone came in and put down some poison. They said it was rat poison. The rats, they just passed and go about the business. I have spent over £100.
Did they put down traps and stuff in here?
No.
They didn't put down anything?
Nothing they put in my flat.
So I can see that you've got some traps and stuff
It's,
around. So you went and bought the traps and put them in?
Yeah, me bought that to myself.
So how many would you say that you probably killed here?
About 5-7.
5 to 7?
Yeah.
Wow.
Them can't move, then just stick on it, you see?
Yeah.
So I just bash them and can throw in the bin.
Look on the state of in here, and what they're trying to say, the kitchen don't use. So if the kitchen don't use, they just leave it to rot, and for all the vermin to come in. Next thing you know, we'll have the cockroach them coming in here as well, and then the whole building will be full, because right now we have the cockroach on the ground floor, round the side there from number 9 and number 11. Well, the lady go and take you into her flat.
These are images of my dad's bed and kitchen. I try to keep the place as sanitary as I can, but it's a losing battle. Living here is hard for the residents and it affects their families as well. I spoke to the granddaughter of one of the residents to find out her perspective and the impact that these problems have had on her family.
The grandchildren, they keep her company, so I normally bring them down every weekend. Because she's raised all of us, helped raise all of us, so they're her company now. So, once a week they'd come and stay overnight. it's not possible now because, I wouldn't really want the children. I don't even want her, because they could be jumping all over her. And the children have seen twice, luckily when I've not been there, because I don't know how I'd handle it, but they've seen twice a mouse just run out in broad daylight. One got trapped in the door, half trapped in the door, another one came out. So, yeah, it's just riddled.
If you could give a message to Hyde Housing, because we don't know what we're going to do with this message that we're sending, but if you could give them a message on behalf of your brand, what would you want to say to them?
I would say that it's not fair, it's not nice. I'm sure they have the resources to deal with this. If not, they have to find a solution because, as you said, these are people that have helped to build, this city and put a lot of work into the economy, and they've retired now and I thought this was a pleasurable place for them to, peacefully remain and live. And it's not, it's just causing a lot of resident stress, so they need to really pull their finger out and do something. It's not nice.
With the increase of the annual service charge and the loss of the on-site support worker, the tenants feel abandoned and forsaken. They are encouraged to email and call to voice concerns, but for too long their pleas have gone unheard. The tenants feel that they are marginalised and ignored. At St Mauritius House, the level of service falls far short of what anyone at this stage of life should receive. If you are watching this film, I want you to help me to highlight the plight of this vulnerable group and to force Hyde as a social landlord to take responsibility for their failings. Take the comments and the concerns of the residents on board and make the necessary changes to get St Mauritius House to an acceptable standard.